And so you must flow like water into the change. It's a nice German accent I've been working on.
Sounded more Japanese.
I know, that's a joke.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to Stuff That Will Like / Enjoy, at least at this point in time. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Christina.
And we're the Castanettas. And today I'm going to ask Christina, what's your contentment level?
My contentment level. I'd say it's about maybe a 7.
7's great.
Okay. It's probably 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to lower it because I said that.
Okay. Well, 7 is not great for me.
Really?
It's pretty okay.
That's phenomenal. 7 is like my ceiling.
It's like a barely
7.
Passing grade.
Why 7?
My shoulder really hurts. And it's hurt all day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so it causes my brain not to work very well.
Totally.
Travels up into my neck.
Yeah, I get that.
So if it weren't for that, I'd probably be at like an 8. Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What's your contentment level?
I'm at a 6, which is really high for me.
Okay. That's awesome. Why is that?
I had 2 glorious, uninterrupted hours of nothing today.
That's so good. You haven't had that in weeks.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
So I was able to go from a -1, which is what my life felt like, to a 5. And then I had something to eat, which brought me to a 6.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. I'm glad you got some time to chillax.
Yeah. So what is something that you like / enjoy?
Well, something I like / enjoy this week is a question I've been pondering.
Okay. A question to me or a question to the audience? Or?
To the world at large.
Okay.
Or just something I want to have answered for a long time. And it is, are microgreens a scam?
Interesting.
Like, are they actually as good for you as people claim?
I'm going to get ahead of this.
Okay.
I'm just going to say my answer is yes.
They are a scam?
Yeah, they're a scam.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
That's
we'll
my guess.
We'll see at the end of my 3 pages of detailed notes.
No. You're going to have to condense that.
It's really not that long.
Okay.
So for those who don't know what microgreens are, they're touted as like nutritional superfoods. What they are is young edible plants that are harvested typically 7 to 21 days after they germinate, when they have their first true leaves. So in essence, they are mini versions of whatever plant they will grow into.
Like mini broccoli?
So mini broccoli, it's pretty much sprouts. So they're larger than sprouts. They've gone beyond being a sprout, and they're considered a microgreen. So it's like micro lettuce or cabbage or broccoli, but they just pretty much look like glorified sprouts. And I've seen them for years be sold at what I would consider to be exorbitant prices at health food stores or farmers markets. And we've gone to quite a fair share of farmers markets. And whenever I walk by a microgreens stand, I'm like, is it really worth that much money? Is it really that much better for you? Because like I'll see like a little 1 ounce package of broccoli microgreens for like $8. And I'm like, how good is that actually for you?
Yeah.
Or is it just a scam? So I looked into it and I'm going to tell you what I found out.
Let's hear it.
So first off, the most common types of microgreens sold in the U.S. in order are radish, broccoli, pea sprouts, sunflower, and mustard greens. So mustard greens, I don't imagine people eating full-blown mustard greens often, although I have had them. But anyways, radish, broccoli, sunflower, pretty much big sprouts. So as I mentioned before, they're touted as a superfood with great nutritional benefits. So I'm going to go through some primary claims of microgreen advocates or enthusiasts, or what's claimed at like farmers markets, like on their little billboard about all the nutritional benefits. And then we'll see if it matches the actual science.
Would you call the people who tout the nutrition of microgreens big green, like big pharma?
Oh, man. Well, it wouldn't be big because they're small.
So interesting. So small green.
Yeah.
We would call the
microgreens. That's what the name is.
All right, continue.
Yes. So I'm going to see if it matches the science, and which, as you know, I only believe in science.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the number one claim is high nutrient density. So the claim is that microgreens are a superfood with significantly higher concentrations of certain vitamins, minerals, and nutrients compared to their mature version. So that broccoli microgreens have this much more vitamin C than normal full-grown broccoli. So there is evidence for this. Studies show that microgreens can have in between 4 to 40 times higher level of nutrients in vitamins like C, vitamin E, vitamin K, and antioxidants than mature plants. For example, broccoli microgreens can contain up to 100 times more sulforaphane, which can be linked to anti-cancer properties than mature broccoli. So that's some scientific facts.
Okay.
The number two claim is that it's an antioxidant powerhouse. That microgreens are rich in antioxidants, which can help combat stress, reduce inflammation, and lower the risk of heart diseases and cancer. And evidence through research has confirmed there are higher antioxidants in microgreens during their very early growth stages, when plants just automatically produce more of these compounds. So if the microgreens are especially at their younger stage, they can have higher antioxidants.
Okay. Not looking good for my hypothesis, but okay.
People also claim that microgreens can improve your heart health, your digestion, immunity, and even mental clarity due to the nutrients. And there's some limited studies for this, but they do have high vitamin K levels and vitamin C, which can help with blood clotting or immunity to not get sick. And then a fourth claim is that it is anti-aging and helps your skin. So they claim that antioxidants and vitamins in the microgreens promote youthful skin and slow aging.
Okay.
And evidence shows that vitamins C and E are abundant in certain types of microgreens, which could help support skin repair. But there's been very few studies on the direct link between people who eat microgreens and if they have better skin. So it's more of a hypothesis rather than
scientific fact.
Exactly. So now that we see there's a reason why they claim microgreens are so good for you is because they are nutrient dense. But I did a little case study of my own and just chose one type of microgreen to study, and that is broccoli microgreens. There's some limitations in this isn't an exact science because it's based on different varieties of greens, what their growing conditions were, what, seed they came from and how they were prepared, if they're raw or cooked. So all of that can really skew data. But for this case, we'll just kind of go by averages. So a big claim for broccoli microgreens is that they're very high in vitamin C, which can help your immunity and skin health. So by comparison, microgreens have in between 1 to 1.5 times more vitamin C per gram than full-grown broccoli.
Okay.
Seems great. So there's approximately, in 100 grams of broccoli microgreens, there's about 125 milligrams of vitamin C, which is more than like your even suggested daily dose. Whereas in 100 grams of full-grown broccoli, there's 90 milligrams, which still you're hitting your full estimated amount. So there's about 35 more milligrams of vitamin C. And this seems great, but there is still a bit of a problem because grown broccoli is much more dense in weight than microgreens. So if you're thinking of get a piece of broccoli and you eat it, there's a good bit of chewing involved. It's a very dense vegetable, where microgreens are extremely, extremely lightweight. Mm-hmm. Therefore, in order to get 100 grams of broccoli microgreens, it would be nearly 5 cups of greens. So God. An overflowing salad bowl.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas 100 grams of broccoli is just over 1 cup.
Oh, this is looking good for me. Okay. Yeah.
So although microgreens are, much more nutritionally dense, you have to eat by volume a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Rather than a cup of broccoli could look like 5 pieces of broccoli,
And you're actually probably Well, you might be burning the same amount of calories by the time you eat the same amount.
Exactly. So there's a lot more chewing involved. And I mean, unless you smash down 5 cups of greens.
And then blended it up.
Yeah. Maybe then, but it's a very, vast difference. The amount you have to actually eat, which when you look at what you buy, at like farmers markets, they're not selling you whole bags of
They're selling
microgreens.
You tiny planters.
Or little packets kind of a thing. So yes, more nutritionally dense, but like you can gain the benefits just by eating like 5 pieces of broccoli instead of like a very, very heaping large bowl of microgreens.
Yeah.
And now we get into the cost. The cost of the average retail price of microgreens is in between $25 to $40 per pound.
Oh my God.
So for 100-gram serving of broccoli microgreens, and if we go with like a midpoint of $32 per pound, it would cost you over $7.
Oh my gosh.
Whereas 100-gram serving of broccoli would be about 44 cents.
Okay. Man, I won't even pay $25 for a pound of steak.
Right.
I love steak. I hate vegetables for the most part. That's crazy.
Yeah. So you're looking at like, okay, you're fine with the nutrient density of it. I'll eat the, 5 cups of it. It's going to cost, $7, whereas you could get the same benefit with 44 cents of broccoli.
Yeah.
So my conclusion is that microgreens, they are really, truly better for you in many aspects than full-grown versions of them. But the amount you have to eat and the cost to actually gain the benefits likely outweighs like what you're going to get from it for most people. The nutrients that are most abundant in microgreens, like vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, can often be easily attained in just eating a cup of normal broccoli or taking a daily multivitamin.
Wow.
So unless you're very wealthy or you grow an abundance of your own microgreens at home, which you can grow at home, but again, you'd have to have a whole room dedicated to microgreens. The amount of microgreens you would need to eat to attain true measurable health benefits is likely not practical for most people. So in essence, microgreens are indeed a scam.
It's a scam. What the heck? Oh, I was right, but
you were right.
That's infuriating.
Yeah.
I see those stands every time. I guess those scams every time I go to a farmer's market.
Right. So like I said, like in essence, it is true, everything they're claiming, but the amount you'd have to eat.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of. And the cost of that.
Yeah. Even if I was rich, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I would much rather eat a cup of broccoli than 5 cups of microgreens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe toss them in a smoothie, but even then.
Maybe. I mean, it's just not even close to being worth it.
And people often, they even like at the farmers markets, they're like, oh, buy something, you can just sprinkle it on top of your salads or stuff as a garnish.
Sprinkle it on your salads?
Like it's an addition. Like maybe if you want the flavor, such like in mustard greens, but you're at that point, it's like you're kind of seasoning your food with it. You're not getting really much out of it.
If I'm going to season my food, I'm not going to do it with vegetables. That's weird.
With $30 a pound vegetables.
Yeah, $30 a pound. That's insane.
Yeah.
That price is crazy.
It is.
That was a great topic.
Thank you.
Really good job.
So now that question has been answered.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
But in reality, there is more nutrients in it, but nobody's going to eat the amount likely to gain the benefits.
Well, 1 to 1.5 the amount of regular nutrition that's in just typical vegetables. Nobody could see that if they're listening to this, but Christina just poured a hot cup of tea into a glass of ice and spilled it everywhere.
There was only a couple drips.
There was a good amount of water on the ground right now.
Too.
Did it really?
There's water where?
It's on the carpet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff floating in there.
Yeah. Well, it's because you wanted to get started and I was trying to hurry. So
that's true. And may I say, I wanted to get started for about 10 minutes before we started. And yeah, you waited till 30 seconds before to make your tea.
And I thought that it was heating up water, but it was heating up nothing.
We all need to take ownership of our own lives and the things we do. And I think checking to see if the kettle has water in it, it's one of those things.
Well, thank you for listening to my topic.
It was awesome. Really good job. And yeah, it's a scam. I agree with you.
All right. What about you, babe? What is something that you like / enjoy at least at this point in time.
Mine is less a topic this week. We're going to...
On an adventure.
Yeah. We're going to have a question of the day.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, man.
Or at least in the top 10 embarrassing things that have ever happened to you.
Okay. I was doing missions in Amsterdam, and we had like a free couple hours. So I biked to this very fancy coffee shop. Like if you buy like coffee shops of the world books, like this coffee shop's in there. It's like a top 100 coffee shop in the world. And it's called Scandinavian Embassy. And they're very pretentious. And they only do like flat whites and pour overs and things like that. And in the Netherlands, you never have toilets like on a ground level. You either walk down to them or up to them. It's something with their plumbing system. Well, this coffee shop didn't have an upstairs. So they built the bathroom stall situation on like a little platform in the middle of the coffee shop. So you walk up like these 3 steps and then open this little door, and there's the toilet. And the toilets in the Netherlands are much taller as well because they're the tallest demographic of people in the world, the Dutch. And so I had just biked there and I was all sweaty and gross, and I ordered my coffee, and then I go up into the bathroom and I'm sitting there and somebody opened the door. And so I'm like displayed at like eye level.
Are you facing the door too?
Yes. So I just me.
Oh.
And so
man.
and the guy who opened the door, he wasn't even like all the way up the steps. So he's kind of like,
he's like a normal height.
Yeah.
He's like looking right at
in my eyes.
Right in your
as
eyes.
is everyone else in the coffee shop just looks up and sees me.
No way.
And he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, like trying to pull on my sweaty clothes, and like, there's no air conditioning. It's disgusting. And walk out, and you have to like wash your hands at a thing next to it.
Yeah.
And then I had my coffee, and I just like sat there amongst all the people.
Did you really? You sat there?
There was nowhere to go.
There's a whole Amsterdam to go.
I guess I could have. It was like a heat wave outside.
Oh, okay.
I guess I could have like asked for them to dump it in like a to-go cup. Not even most coffee shops do to-go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing moment.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So going back to that embarrassing moment, what do you think you would have done differently?
I would have made sure the door locked. It was like one of those like homemade, like flimsy, like, oh, here, we'll have this little piece of wood flip down. Like it wasn't even like a real lock.
Yeah.
It wasn't a doorknob.
Yeah.
It was more like an outhouse situation.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Well, thank you.
That's really cool.
For asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure I have more embarrassing ones. I've just blocked them out.
We'll get to
What
them.
about you? Are you going to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is also a bathroom one. So I was probably around 13 years old.
Okay.
We went to our local swimming pool that was owned by our church at the time. I was in the bathroom, and this was a cheap cement bathroom, as most public pool bathrooms are. And I'm pooping, which is the worst experience.
At the pool?
I know.
Oh.
That's when you know you had to go. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm pooping.
And you said you were like 13? It's really
13 years old.
Age, yeah.
Super vulnerable age. And I'm wet, and that's always the worst thing, to be pooping and you're wet. Like, yeah.
That thin toilet paper.
Yes, exactly. It gets stuck to your hands. Absolutely. And while I'm pooping, one of the cool kids out at the pool walks in on me, and I'm just looking up at him, and he's looking down at me, and he goes, "Oh, sorry," and then walks out of the bathroom. But I remember clearly seeing him before I came into the bathroom with a group of cool kids on my way into the bathroom. And so I leave the bathroom. My family's there. I can't go anywhere.
Right. Oh, yeah. You have to hang out at the pool.
Everybody's just still hanging out. And so I walk out of the bathroom, and they're all looking at me, and he's telling them the story in front of me. And I walk past it. I try to like puff my chest out, I'm trying to be confident. But at that time I was like, he knows I just took a poopy, and he's telling everybody.
So was there not a lock on the door? What happened there?
I think I forgot to lock it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty embarrassing because like in my situation, first of all, like I could have just dumped the like not gotten the coffee, could just left. But I'm never going to see these people again. You had to hang out with them at the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to, and I just, did my rounds in the pool. It's just hanging out.
That's a good story.
That was one of my most embarrassing moments. I would have, the thing I would have done different, lock the door. Oh. So I'm sensing a theme to our stories today.
And I would love for our viewers to, in the comments, put a little one of their own embarrassing stories.
Put your embarrassing story in the comments. We'll pick the most embarrassing one.
And we'll read it next week.
Anonymously
if you request.
Yes, if you request.
Yeah. That's great. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing.
Pulling this embarrassing story out of me.
Absolutely. More to come, people.
Do you have any suggestions for our viewers this week?
A suggestion for our viewers. Not off the top of my head. Why don't you go first?
I don't have one.
Oh, not at the top of your head either. I was
going to come up with it. I did have one, but it has left my mind.
Oh, okay.
It will probably come back.
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
In that time, I've got one I think is, it's suitable. Do you know Bob Odenkirk?
Bob Odenkirk?
I believe that's how you say his name. But he is the guy who played in Better Call Saul and the movie Nobody.
Okay.
Yes. He's a really good actor. I was talking to a couple friends about him today. I'm just double checking that that's really his name before I continue praising him.
It's like George. Just call him Bob.
No, okay, it's Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, just a phenomenal actor, phenomenal writer. And he came out with a movie I haven't seen yet, but it's called Nobody 2. And he seems to be doing something that Matthew McConaughey did a little bit later in his career, which was Matthew McConaughey moved away from rom-coms and more into dramas. Mm-hmm. And he moved away from comedy and moved into drama and has been so successful at it, like ridiculously successful at it and good at it too. Yeah. And if you watch Better Call Saul, I've heard good things, but I've only seen him as that character in Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. And he matches or he puts together comedy and action and drama really well in that show. And I think that was kind of his transition moment into the more dramatic roles that he's playing now. But just a phenomenal actor. Nice. I highly recommend watching his stuff. And I don't know if he's been in too many seedy movies with gross scenes, but I know he's been in a lot of violent movies. So it's definitely an adult actor.
Right.
No, not that way.
Yeah.
But somebody you want to watch in a movie with a group of adults, not with children around.
Yeah.
So
your suggestion would be
just check him out in his most recent roles.
Okay.
He's always been funny, but now he's really gritty and dramatic. So check him out.
Wow, what an interesting suggestion. Right? I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, what about you? Did I give you time to think?
Yes, my suggestion would be do first the thing that you most need to do in a day. In general essence. Let me state that. So like I tend to I'll have there's a homework assignment that I need to finish by Sunday night. And I keep on for the last 4 days intending I need to work on that today.
Totally.
But I do the laundry first and then the dishes and then go grocery shopping, go to work, hang out with you, different things like that. And time just kind of slips by. Or I've had this week a couple different things that kind of popped up where I'm like, oh, I had to change my schedule for the day and I had to end up doing this. Therefore, I didn't have the time. So it would have been better if I had prioritized doing my schoolwork as the number one thing, because the load of laundry can wait until tomorrow, but this school assignment is due soon. So even if you think you have all day to get something done, still do it at the beginning of the day because you never know what might pop up.
Totally.
So that's my suggestion.
I 100% agree. And I think it's a good reminder for me too, because I'm huge in priorities. Mm-hmm. You should definitely prioritize your life, but I always forget to continue doing that. Mm-hmm. Priorities change. And so you must flow like water into the change. It's a nice German accent I've been working on.
Sounding more Japanese.
I know, that's a joke.
Oh, okay. Is this from a movie or something?
No, I'm just throwing like water.
I thought it was like, I was thinking like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Oh, it could have been. That would have been way better.
From,
that would have been way better.
What's the Kung Fu movie? Not the panda one. Karate Kid.
It's not the panda one.
Karate Kid.
There's so many other.
How is Kung Fu different than karate?
I think it's a different martial art.
Okay.
I don't know, honestly. Yeah.
I feel like they're the same.
One is a panda.
Yeah, because whatever the panda does, I think is done in Karate Kid. Both the Will Smith son one and the original.
Did they do Kung Fu? I know in Matrix he says, I know Kung Fu. So it is an art. It's like an art.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's different than karate.
Same. How?
Karate is also a martial art. Kung Fu is a specific martial art, as is karate. I know this from Matrix and the Panda movie.
I think that they're the same.
Okay. We'll find out next week. We'll look it up.
Cool. All right. Are we going to like tell people what we do, or are we just going to tell them goodbye and see them next week?
I mean, we can. Are you done with this conversation?
No, I mean, I just didn't want to bore people.
No, you're good. You're totally
Anybody
fine.
who's actually a martial arts expert is probably raging at us.
Yes, totally. If you, and this goes for everybody listening, if you ever have corrections that you see we need to make, please email us, because we are
even publicly expose us.
Yes. We're generalists in the most sincere sense of that. And so we are trying our hardest to bring interesting topics that we think you guys will enjoy and we also enjoy. But if it's wrong, don't let us continue being wrong. No. Do the world a favor.
Kung Fu and karate aren't the same thing.
Like I think they are.
Yeah.
Or no, Christina thinks they are.
Let us know.
Let us know. Absolutely. Well, cool, babe. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Feelings? Thoughts?
My feelings are good. I have lots of thoughts.
What thoughts do you have?
I need to stretch. So my shoulder loosens
All right,
up.
yeah, we'll call this one so we can get you your shoulder.
I mean, I can share more thoughts.
I mean, do you have any thoughts about things that aren't your shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
I always do.
Like what?
I have ingested about 40 hours worth of videos of different people's view of the end times and the rapture in the last like 5 days.
How's that been?
Very enlightening.
Yeah.
Yes, just to know what various people, just based on our topic of the rapture a couple weeks ago, which update, obviously the rapture did not happen. Oof. Which for those of you who don't know, the rapture is a viewpoint that some Christians have, that Jesus is going to just yeet all believers in him out of the world.
That's the biblical terminology, yeeting people.
The rest of the world gets punished for 7 years, which some people don't believe that. All other Christians believe that we'll get raptured at the end of 7 years of judgment. It's a bunch of really big stuff.
Similar to how Enoch was yeeted into heaven.
Yes. But anyways, many people were predicting that the rapture was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago, but they updated it. They got the dates wrong. It's actually supposed to happen October 6th or 7th. So
wow,
new update.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I have a movie night Tuesday. I can't go to heaven.
Talk to God about that. So that's what kind of inspired me to look into what causes different people to think they can predict something that in the Bible it says that we can't predict, and just different Christian denominations' views on the end times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I've just been...
How has your view changed by ingesting that?
I don't feel that my view has largely changed. There's been certain elements. I'm like, I'll look a little bit more into that. But it's been interesting to see how much people have to kind of stretch scripture for certain viewpoints.
Totally.
Like one of the viewpoints is that like everything's good and only getting better. Yeah. Whereas I'm like, if you look at the world around us, I would not say that.
Yeah, it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right.
And statistically, I don't know. I actually don't know. I can't say that. But I can say it from my just point of view. Things don't seem to be getting better.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think statistically we can say that based on more moral viewpoints.
Yes. That would be a good argument to have, is the moral
People don't die of sickness or childbirth like they used to.
Yeah, but they die of infections from becoming a woman,
right,
through surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. If they were a man before, exactly. I want to specify.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we die of moral.
Yeah, or society as a whole is more affected.
Yes. Yeah. And we're living longer, but we're much more unhappy.
And we're sicker while we're living longer.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Because of the food we're eating.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't say that certain viewpoints of mine have like the whole essence of what I kind of believe about the end times hasn't changed. There's been some good points other people have made, and other ones I listened to this whole like 20-part series that this guy did, and he's like a Greek scholar and very well presenting, and he kept talking about this translation of the Bible he would read from about half of his verses. He'd be like, man, that's a really good translation of the verse, and it was the RIV version of the Bible. And I was like, kind of sound like the Amplified Bible, where the Amplified Bible, they will, if it says love, they'll also put in comfort and compassion, and they'll give like all the different definitions for that word.
Yeah.
And so he was saying, like, it wasn't until 15 videos in, I realized it was his own version of the Bible.
Oh my God, really?
His own translation of the Bible.
What?
That he was using for certain cases to prove, like, that we can know, like, when the rapture is and things like that. And so it cracked me up, honestly, because he was so sincere about, man, that's a really good translation of that verse. And I'm like, you wrote it. So that was just interesting. Some different stretching.
I didn't know you could. I guess you can't just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how many people that are still alive had made new translations of the Bible.
Right, yeah, and he's a Greek scholar, so he was basing off of Greek words and stuff like that. And yeah, so I haven't fully made up my mind on all of that stuff, but there's some views that I'm like, nah, that's not happening.
What would your version of the Bible be called if you were to rewrite it? CIV?
Yeah. Christina interpretive version. Could also be Caleb.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine would be like notes to the Lord. Like, this should say this, God.
Oh, so you would just like put in the margins. I don't know what's going on here.
It would just be the Bible, but full of footnotes by me complaining about the Bible.
Exactly. I love that. Man. Very interesting.
Yeah. Those are good thoughts.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for sharing, baby.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any thoughts?
Sure. I'm sure I have a thought or two. We've never really done this before.
Well, you had such a short topic where
I
it was
know.
just
So did you.
Embarrassing stories.
You had 3 pages. You fit it into 15 minutes. It was extraordinary.
Thank you. I mean, there wasn't like, you probably aren't like a hardcore advocate for microgreens, so there wasn't much of a debate there.
That's true. Yeah. I kind of ended it as I started. Yeah, totally. I have a lot of thoughts related to like energy and how I think I described to you the other day how I feel like I have 2 people living inside me, or I am 2 people. Mm-hmm. One of those people is somebody who really likes to hang out with the other me, who is, he's very quiet. He's reserved. He doesn't want to hang out with anybody except for the other half of me. And the other half of me is energetic and wants to hang out with people and wants to do things and get work done. And it seems like once every 2 weeks, the really mopey part of me kidnaps the fun-loving, energetic side of me. And it's like, we're spending time together alone.
Even while you're around people.
Yeah. And even while you're around people, you're going to be miserable until we spend time together. And it's like, I just am trying to figure out a way to appease this part of me that seems to need attention without giving him, full control of my life for however long he demands. So I'm not trying to pass blame onto this thing I'm describing
people
using
are
this
think
analogy.
You have parts or dissociative identity disorder.
Exactly. He speaks at night. Yes. So it's just an interesting theory, and I'm just trying to figure out how to conserve energy and also to dole out my energy in responsible ways and to take time for rest.
That's good.
So that's a majority of where my thoughts have been this last 2 weeks.
To take time for rest so that you're like your body doesn't demand it of you.
Yeah. And it feels like a genuine weakness. You know, like I really hate it about myself. And I don't think that's something I should hate about myself. I think that's something that I need because I'm just built that way. And it doesn't necessarily need to be healed as much as it needs to be dealt with responsibly and with care for other people who are around when that stuff happens. So, yeah, I think it's a viewpoint shift I'm struggling with because I've always seen it as a weakness.
Right, that you need time to yourself.
Yeah, whereas extroverts don't. And they can keep going. And it's just like, I wish I was that way.
Yeah.
Because I have so much ambition. But once every 2 weeks, this guy steals all my ambition. I'm like, please, buddy, I want to get stuff done. And he's like, no, we're going to eat Cheetos in the bedroom alone. I'm like, please, man.
Oh my gosh.
Can I keep my pants on? I was like, nope, we're going to sit there
in our underwear
and eat Cheetos alone. Like, dude, please.
I was talking to a coworker the other day we were talking about a friend of ours who's just like going through a hard time and is like, just wants to quit everything. I'm like, yeah, you know, those moments where I just want to quit everything and run away. And I was telling her that me and you, like every 2 months, I'll be like, let's quit everything and run away. And she's like, but you're a really high capacity person. And I'm like, I am. But my husband is a lower energy person and yet has many more ambitions and all the things he wants to do than I do. Therefore, sometimes he shuts down. And I just have to pat him and say, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, he's a lower energy,
true.
Lower capacity at times.
That's so true.
Until you recoup. But you have much more. You're like, oh, we can still do these 12 things this week.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
So,
and at the end of the week, I'm like, I don't like being alive right now.
Yeah,
this is painful.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah,
though.
It's funny.
There was a time. I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, actually, in my last episode, when you were so kind and you came up to me and you're like, I know you're going through a hard time and I love you. I just want you to know that. And in my head, I was like, how dare she be so kind to me? It made me so infuriated that you were handling it so responsibly.
You're like, I'm being a baby right now.
I was like, she should be angry with me, but you're just so kind in those moments, and so I appreciate that.
It's like
about
that
you.
meme where that guy was like, "Well, you think you're all smart and cool and whatever? Can you know everything because you have a college degree?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like for sure. Yeah, so that's what I think about a lot of the time these days.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right.
Well, lastly, in this podcast, we like to mention that you guys can contact us with questions you might have or input on any of the questions that we've had.
Corrections
topics that
on
we've
Kung
had.
Fu versus Karate.
Yeah.
Embarrassing stories.
Exactly. And you can contact us at Stuff That We Like Podcast. We also have a podcast and video company that's called Moodwave Media. You can contact us to get video shot for your church or Christian nonprofit. We do a lot of promotion stuff. We do tons of talking heads. We can help you with social media, whatever you need. Mm-hmm. We are video guys who just want to help. So you can contact us about that at moodwavemedia@gmail.com. Christina, you're on Instagram.
Rarely. But well, I mean, I'm there. I just don't post.
Yeah. What's your handle?
See Joyfully.
See Joyfully. Yes. Okay. Well, look out for that.
My email address, my first email address.
Was it really?
cjoyfully@hotmail.com. I still have it.
You still have it?
I check Hotmail like every 6 months.
My God.
Yeah.
You still have that? Nobody's tried to buy that from you yet?
Nope.
That amazing name.
It's because my middle name Joy. Joyfully. C. Yeah.
No, when I like first read your Instagram handle, I was like, what the heck is C Joyfully? And then I finally got it and I was like, very clever. Very clever.
Thank you.
So she's on Instagram at that. I'm on Instagram at Caleb C Media. I do tons of stuff. I write music. I shoot video. I do a lot of audio for this podcast. So any kind of need you have for that, hit me up.
He's your guy.
I'm your guy. I'll help you out. And I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it, right?
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for listening to us about our topics, our ramblings, our questions, our embarrassing stories. And this has been Stuff That We Like / Enjoy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.